Okay, I don't know why two meetings are started. I mean, there are some problem in the internet. I don't know why. Oh, the other meeting is stopped. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So let me first announce or just recall that there is an exam. Okay, there is a class test next week. So class test 2, second class test. This is on October 5th. So 5th of October. Okay. And this will be on Tuesday. Okay, so this is Tuesday. And time slot is the same like your class time, 12 to 1. I mean, the exam will be for 45 minutes, but anyway. Yeah, so this is the announcement.
Sir, will it be same
pattern will
like
be
a
same as previous test?
What is that?
Pattern will be same as previous test.
Yes. So there will be numerical type questions, and yeah, and the syllabus. I think the syllabus is special distributions, like whatever we had discussed before class test 1. Yeah. So I mean, after class test 1, whatever we have discussed, that's the part of syllabus. But anyway, let me just write it. I mean, that should not create any confusion. So it is all these spatial distributions, meaning like both discrete and continuous. Okay, discrete and continuous. So like binomial, geometric, negative binomial, hypergeometric, Poisson, uniform, exponential, gamma, variable, beta, normal, Cauchy. Cauchy distribution we did not define here, but we defined in some examples before. Cauchy distribution, and then the reliability of series and parallel systems. This is one part.
Sir?
And another part is, yes?
Hello, sir. Are you sharing the screen?
Oh, just a minute. I think I forgot to share the screen. I was writing. I forgot to share it. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, I think it is now shared.
Sir, all the tests are of equal weightage. That is 30%.
Yeah. I mean, I would not say that. It depends on how many tests, but yeah, I mean, you can assume that. Okay, so the spatial distribution, one module. Another module is the function of random variable. Function of random variable. Here, random variable means only one random variable. Okay, so now we started talking about pair of random variables, which is not a part of the syllabus. For class test 2, random variable. So basically, it is kind of f of x. Okay. So yeah. So we proved only one theorem for this module, that suppose you know the PDF of a random variable capital X, then what is the PDF of the random variable f of x, where f is a function. We proved one theorem. If f is increasing or decreasing, okay, then we have a formula to calculate the PDF of fx. And then we have seen some problems here. Yeah, this is simple. So yeah, these two modules, okay, are the part of the syllabus for second class test, which is scheduled on next Tuesday. Okay, 12 to 1. Yeah. Okay. Any question regarding the exam? Yeah, this question will be like same. Question is already, I think, prepared. Question is the similar type of question, like numerical type answer, maybe up to 3 digits or 2 digits. Okay, 2 decimal digits or 3 decimal digits. That's the pattern. Yeah. And there will be different questions for different people. Yeah, that's the case. I mean, the similar way, whatever we had done class test 1. I should not say that it will be same or not, but you can assume that it is same because it depends on the situation. As I said before, it depends on the situation, because difficulty level I mean, see, if a class test 1, the syllabus is a little elementary, as I said before also, right? Because, I mean, you already have studied probabilities at 6. I mean, some of you or most of you, okay, at the 10+2 level. And some of these are repetitions, okay, some of the concepts. So, I mean, so we may, you may assume that, you know, there is an overlap. So it could be a little easier compared to the next class test. Guys, just a minute, I'll be back. Yeah, so the thing is, you can assume that they're of equal weightage. And there may be a slight difference, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it would not matter much. That's what I want to say. Okay. So there is no question, then let us go ahead. And what we started talking about yesterday, basically, is okay. So we now discussed what is called a pair of random variables, or you can say a two-dimensional random vector. Although a random vector typically is written like x, y, a pair of, or if we have n number of random variables x1, x2, this is typically random random vector. So basically, x1 is measuring something. X is, for example, if I want to define you, okay, or for example, if you look at your roll number, what is your roll number? How does it start? First, you see, if you see your roll number, it is actually a vector. The first 2 digits probably will be your year, the year you joined IIT KGP. So that is x1 that is measuring, or that is representing that one. If I consider all Purdue students at IIT Kharagpur, then this first 2 digits correspond to, let's say, x1. Then there will be a branch. The code corresponds to a branch, and then possibly your alphabetical order of your name. Let's say the first name, okay, the letter it starts with in your class, okay, and so on. So in fact, if you consider anything in this world, you want to vectorize it, parameterize it. So that's why this representation is very important. For example, if you want to consider a classification problem or anything, okay, for that matter. For example, you want to parameterize trees, okay, trees, or let's say different kind of animals, okay, and these are something random variables which are measuring something, okay. For example, the height of the tree, okay, so that is one way you can define the parameter. Let's say x1 is measuring the height, x2 is something. Let's say x2 is, you know, typically like how many, whether it is a single branch or how much tall it is or something like that. I mean, you can parameterize this, or maybe you can define it for an animal. Let's say fish, the length of the fish and the color of the fish, whether this kind of fish lives too much below the water or not, depending on that. So, I mean, you can define different kind of parameters, okay. And for each parameter, you can associate a random variable, and that would constitute a random vector like this. But here we are starting this xy, but not so there are 2 parameters only, let's say, corresponding to that particular item. So whatever the data is, so this is a 2-dimensional data. That means this first one, the x, is measuring something and y is measuring something. As I gave an example, for example, we talk about, let's say, some medical some property of a human, okay. So x is measuring something, y is measuring something, okay. For example, your height and weight, okay. So x measures the height of a student in this course, and y measures, let's say, weight. So then this is, so typically we are dealing this with a pair x comma y, but in general, when you write a vector, sometimes it is done in terms of a column vector. So here maybe, so data, whenever we write this data, okay, let's say this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. So then we get all these values x, y. Okay, if it is discrete, let's say x1, y1, comma x2, y2, dot, 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 x and y. So there are different points. There are different points. And if it is continuous, so then so basically these are the realizations. Okay, such that x belongs to Rx, the range of x, and y belongs to the range of y. So the values it can take actually. Okay, so x can take the value small x, y can take the value small y. So these are the set of values. So it's a range space of x, and there's a set of values which y can take. So it's a range space of y. And if it is continuous, in that case, we may assume that, okay, it is kind of a rectangle. So it could be a domain, let's say A, domain could be like A. Okay, now this is just an example. It need not be always the case, but in general, it is minus infinity. So entire plane in general, but you can have, let's say, a rectangle kind of a thing. Let's say this is from A to B, and this is from, let's say, C to D. C to D. Then there are different corners, so you can say this is the data. So this is the entire thing is your like set of data points. So it can be all pairs XY such that X is lying from A to B and Y is lying from C to D. Okay, then the question is, for the case of discrete, if set of discrete points, let's say finite or countable, okay, so finite or countable infinite. So then what is happening is, for each of these values, we need to define a probability. So what is the probability that this will occur? For example, if we consider height and weight, so these are all non-negative values, in fact, positive values. So this side is, let's say, height, okay, and this is, let's say, weight. So for example, so this is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7, let's say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's say it starts from 10 or maybe 20 to 30, then 40, then 50, 60, and so on. 60, 70, so on. If I want to, let's say, or you can also assume the 10, 20, or all the whatever, the entire real line also you can consider. I mean, entire interval also you can consider from 20 to, let's say, 70 or 20 to 80 or whatever it is. Or suppose you consider some discrete points, or you can consider the entire height, let's say the entire interval from 1 to 1 feet to, let's say, or 1 feet, maybe 2 feet, or maybe 3 feet to 6, 7 feet, something like that. And for different points here, okay, there will be different points here, height and weight. So you'll get different values for each of you. Okay, there will be different values like this. Then if I have this entire data, so for each of you, there is a data point, which is a point here on the plane. And then I want to define a probability distribution or a probability density function. Then I need to define, okay, I can see whatever way I want to define. Suppose I define, so we talked about this, that this is the density function, or we will call it joint probability density function. So this is probability of x equal to x and y is equal to y. This is how it is written. So for each point here, let's say xy, okay, what is the probability that there will be a person having this much height and that much height, let's say some x unit, and weight is some y unit. So this is for the case of discrete. Okay, then we'll call it that this is the joint PDF. Okay, then we define what is called the cumulative joint PDF xy. Okay, similar way. So this is probability of x less equal to some x, small x, and y less equal to small y. Okay, so this is the cumulative joint PDF. And then we started talking about, so this is for the discrete case, when x and y both are discrete random variables. Okay, discrete random variables. Then we can consider the situation where they are continuous random variables. And then we said, okay, the way we define continuous, I mean PDF for continuous random variable, we can we can extend that for a bivariate case. A bivariate means there are two variables, x and y. So yeah, so then what we'll do is we'll say, suppose x and y is a function which is non-negative, okay, and area under this is 1 minus infinity minus infinity dx dy, or the volume is 1 under the surface of xy, because it is surface now. It looks like this, x, or let's say this is x, this is y, you can say small x, small y, and this is some f xy. Then you have some region, some continuous region. It can be a rectangular, whatever shape it is. Let's say it is a rectangular. Let's say this is the region, entire region. Okay. Then it has the corresponding values here. Let's say the entire shape, it has some values. Okay. It is some value. So this is the surface of fxy. If the volume under this, in this box, let's say, a volume under this surface is 1, then this will represent a PDF for a pair of continuous random variables. And if you take any subset of this, let's say this is A, any subset of this, any region, then we would say that probability of this region A will be integration over A fxy dx dy. This is how we have defined. Okay, then this fxy is called the PDF for that pair of random variable x and y. Okay, so yeah, and then once we do that, then once we did that, this for the case of discrete, then we define what is called marginal PDF. Okay, what was marginal PDF? So as we had seen for the case of discrete, okay, so you have x-axis here, y-axis here, and this is all this, let's say f of xy. So you have different points here. Let's say this is the discrete case. You have different points here. Then you have some height for each of these. These are the probabilities. These are values of this fxy, height of this. And geometrically, if you look at it, so what is conditional? What is marginal? If you fix any x, so here x may be this one, this one, this one. So x may be this one, x1, x2, and x3, and yn is like y3. This is y2, and let's say this is y1. So this is y1, y2, y3. It need not be same, the same number of points. Let me assume here it is same. I like that 3 points for x-axis and or y-axis 3 points. So at each junction, so there is a point x comma y. Okay, these are the values. Let's say here are the values we have now. Now conditional probabilities. Marginal is what? I have to find out fx of x. So basically, I have to find out this one is what. So fx, how x is distributed. x2 is what, and fx, how x3 is defined, right? So when this is fixed, I'm fixing this. Then what I'm saying is we add all these heights. Okay, so we just add all these heights. So fixing whatever the points lying here, keeping x fixed, whatever y you are getting. So you just add it up. So you have to just add over all y fxy. So all y here means y equal to y1, y2, y3. Basically, you are adding these heights. You are adding these heights. Similarly, for x2, you are adding the heights here. This one, and this one. So, and for x3, you are measuring. You are adding this side, this side, this side. This is the geometry of it. So you are adding this. Okay. Similarly, for marginal distribution of y, you can do the same thing. You can vary x. So first fix this y1. So whatever heights you have here, so you have to add this one, then this one, and then this one. You have to add this thing. And then x2, so if you can define this, okay, you can get this value. So basically, x could be from x1, x2, x3, and then you add for xy. So fixing y, fixing y1, let's say. Fixing y, I get also x1. Fixing y1, you are varying x. Similarly, to fix y2, then vary x, and then whatever the heights you have, you add them up. And that's how you get this marginal PDFs. Okay, so if you know the joint means if you know fxy, you can calculate the marginal ones. And similar thing, we said it for continuous case. So here in the case of continuous, this is not a set of discrete points, but this is an entire, let's say an entire what is called the region, continuous domain. Okay, let's say it is something like this. Okay, and here these are the points. This is the, let's say, this is the domain. Okay, the entire domain here is this, and this is all x. This is all x, and these are all y. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is f of xy, and this is the surface. Okay, this is the surface. This is the surface. Then what happens is, if you fix some x here, or let's say y here, so then you fix this y, okay, and then you will get a corresponding curve here. For projection, actually will give you this corresponding line. So now this can be treated as like a single parameter or single variable PDF, this curve. Similarly, for any y if you pick, for that you'll get a curve here on the surface. Similarly, if you pick if you fix any point on x-axis, then you will get a corresponding, so this line, let's say, then so this is for any fixed value, then you'll get a corresponding curve here. Okay, if you fix here, let's say you get the corresponding curve here. Okay, so for this x, you get a corresponding value, and that is how. So f of x, if you want to say, so this is integration minus infinity to infinity. You have to vary fxy, you have to vary it over y. Okay, so because basically this is if you take the projection on this. So because if you just along this curve, if you take a plane, if you cut this surface perpendicularly using a plane, so whatever area you will get, okay, so that will be a two-dimensional picture instead of three-dimensional. The plane, the portion of the plane, a portion of the volume, okay, intersection with the portion of that plane, which is cutting this entire thing. Okay, this is the geometry cutting with this entire plane, which is cutting this surface at that corresponding point x. Okay, x here. Okay, through x, let's say this is cutting this plane. This plane is cutting the surface, and whatever area you get on this particular plane, that is the area. Okay, so this is the PDF. Okay, for this. So this is very simple geometry. You can also do that. I mean, this is similar geometry what we discussed when we talked about in Math 1 or Calculus 1. When you talked about different derivatives and other things. Okay, so how something is varying. So you keep y fixed and vary x, something like that. Yeah. So and similarly, you can say y. So this is minus infinity to infinity, fxy dx. So you vary x and fix y. So this will give you a function of y. And this is how we define what are the marginal PDFs. And then we stopped here. And today we'll start with what is called the joint cumulative, which we defined already for discrete pair of discrete random variables. Now we'll also define for the pair of continuous random variables. So this is the joint cumulative density function or distribution function. Joint cumulative distribution function. So the similar way, it is defined the similar way, the way we have defined for a single variable or for the case of discrete. So this is probability of x less equal to x and capital Y less equal to small y. So as we said before, this is basically this event is nothing but x less equal to x and, so this is an intersection, and y less equal to y. So value of x is less equal to capital X is less equal to small x and value of capital Y less equal to y. Okay, so this will be from minus infinity to y, minus infinity to x, f of, you can name anything, so give a new variable ds dt. Okay, so yeah, the same thing. Now the question is for the case of single variable, I could obtain the PDF for a continuous random variable from the CDF, the cumulative distribution function, just by taking a derivative. Here I can do that, but I have to take two derivatives, so I have to take partial derivatives. So I'll not prove anything. Okay, I'll just say this, state the theorem. So here this is just the result. There could be many questions here, but let us avoid those questions. Okay, f of xy. I'll tell you what are the possible questions, which also we asked for a single variable case. It is nothing but del square f, del x, del y. So this is how you can obtain the PDF, joint PDF from joint CDF. Joint CDF, and this is joint PDF. So you can get joint PDF from joint CDF just by taking 2 times partial derivative, first with respect to y and then with respect to x. Or you can take first with respect to x and respect to y, assuming that they will be same. But in math calculus course, you must have seen that that need not be same. Not only that, there is a question whether this will exist or not. So if I assume the existence, if I assume that they are same, this partial derivatives without depending on the order, then this is true. Okay, so we can have all those assumptions. For example, the partial derivatives of f have to exist and they have to be continuous. Then only these two will be same. Like del square f, del x, del y is equal to del square f, del y, del x. And so many theorems we have done in calculus 1. But let us not go into that. So this capital F, assume that everything is holding to be true. I mean, we can have a partial derivative that will be continuous and everything, everything are true. Everything is true. And then on top of that, we are saying then PDF will be equal to just the derivative of the CDF. Okay, so now let us solve some problem. Okay, so let us say a problem is like this. Suppose the CDF, joint CDF, suppose the joint CDF of XY, of pair XY, let's say, random variable X and Y is given by this. F of XY is equal to something, let's say 1 by 5, 2x cubed times Y plus 3x square Y square. When for 0 less than x, y less than 1, and 0 otherwise. Now question is calculate the joint PDF of this pair of random variables. So find f of xy. Okay, find the joint PDF. Then how do we go about it? So there's a solution. So we have to say f of xy is equal to del x del y f of xy. Okay, so it is elsewhere it is 0, and this is the region where it exists. So 0 to 1, x or y from 0 to 1. So it exists only when this is in this particular region. This is 1, this is 1. This is a particular region. Everywhere else it is 0. Okay, so here you have some surface. Okay, some surface here. Okay, whatever the surface the curve is, so you'll have something. Yeah. So now we can take the partial derivative. So del x, and then you can. Yeah, so you can do that. Then first perform this derivative with respect to y, then whatever we get, then perform the derivative with respect to x, and yeah, that's the PDF. Okay. Now let us solve some other problems. Okay, which are, so now here the situation is, suppose I can say it like this. Suppose my PDF, joint PDF is defined for this region. For example, I'm just considering an example that suppose this is the entire region where it is defined. Okay, this is the entire region where it is defined. This is my x or varying. This is my fx. So there is a surface above this region. Okay, this is where it is defined. Now suppose I know that there is an event. Let's say the value of x is lying between this to this, somewhere lying between this to this. And what is the probability of a function of this pair of random variable x and y? So let me state a problem. Okay, so problem can come of that type. So suppose fxy is this. Suppose f of xy, and this is very simple using all the formulas or all the concepts which we discussed. Using that we can do it, but so there may be problems which can be refreshed in different way. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So let's say fxy is 2x when 0 less than x less than 1 and 0 less than y less than 1 and 0 otherwise. Let's say this is the PDF. Okay, this is the joint PDF for the pair x comma y. Okay. Now suppose you are asked to find probability of x plus y less equal to 1 when 1 by x less equal to half, let's say. Now 1 by x, okay, or maybe rephrase the problem. Maybe let us first discuss like this. What is the probability that x plus y less equal to 1 where x is less equal to half? Okay, let me define it like this instead of 1 by x, because there will be an issue where is this defined. Okay, because here I have to define 0. Anyway, it is defined, but let us say it will be a little complicated, and x will be bigger equal to 2. Okay. Anyway, so let's say f is less equal to half. So calculate this. Okay, then how do you approach this problem? Can anybody tell me how do we approach this problem? What is probability of? So it is like this is an event. A, this is another event. B.
Sir, first
This.
Sir.
Yes.
First, how to predict the region, sir? I mean, then integrate.
This region is defined here. This PDF is defined. So this is the entire region how it is defined. Let's say 0 to 1. This is open. Okay? 0 is not included. 1 is not included. 0 to 1. This where everything is defined. This is the 2x. This is kind of a linear kind of a function. So I think this the curve will be. I mean the surface will be like. So there will be a slope. So when it is. So there will be something like this. When it will go to 0, it will be like this, and it will go up, something like this. So this is what it would look like. This will go to 0, something like that. So this will be just surface. I mean, it's a little height and then it is slanted, okay, towards x axis. Anyway, so let's say whatever it is, okay. So there is a surface, okay. This is given by surface, which is given by this formula 2x, and this is the region, and here it is 0 otherwise. Now here there is a situation. This can be considered as A, and this can be considered as B. This event B depends only on the first random variable x, and the event A depends on both the random variable x and y. So according to our definition, okay, 10 plus 2 definition. So this is now in that particular form: probability of A given probability of B. So which can be written according to our definition. It is probability of A and B divided by probability of B. So basically, I have to find probability of B and probability of this. So then if I write it, how can I write it? So first of all, I know B, so this will be probability of x less equal to half. Okay. So that means I need to first compute the conditional, the marginal density of x. Okay. Then or maybe this is the cumulative function, cumulative density function for a particular value of small x. Okay. When the random variable is capital X. This is one thing. And here on the numerator, I have this situation that this is x plus y less equal to 1. Okay. And okay, let me remove this one. X less equal to 1 and this x less equal to half. This is what is given to me. Right. Now what will be the denominator? Can anybody tell me? What should be the denominator?
The double integration and for y range 0 to 1, and for x it will be 0 to 1 by 2.
Okay, so what is fx? X. What is that?
It will be 0 to 1 fxy dy.
Fxy dy. Now, right, this is what it is. Everybody agrees with this? Anybody has any question regarding this? So I can find out what it is using the formula, whatever is given to me. So if I do that, what is here? This is 2x, right? From 0 to 1. It is 2. That's why it is 0 to 1. So it is 0 to 1, 2x dy. So that means this is 2. X will come out because this is independent of y. And then y from 0 to 1. So this is 2x again. Tell me, what is this? What is this in the denominator? I'll be just back 1 minute. Yeah, too much. Yeah, yeah. So what is that in the denominator? Who can tell me? Somebody said something. Can you repeat this again? Can you repeat that again?
Sir, it should be like
Okay.
fx. So fx, but integrate it over with respect to dx from 0 to half.
0 to half, and then what are you saying?
Sir,
fx.
fx. Yes, sir. F in fx.
Okay, this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the answer?
Sir, 1/4.
Okay, so that's it. This will be 1/4. Any question about anything here for the denominator case? This is P of x less equal to half. I do not know the PDF of x, which is the marginal distribution here, because I know the PDF of the joint one, which is f of xy. So then what we can do is we can find out what is the PDF of marginal PDF of corresponding to this x, and then we can find out this probability. What is it? Right? Any question? Okay, no question. So then how to compute the numerator now? Who can tell me?
Sir, it should be integration 0 to half.
Okay.
Then integration
0 to half. Yeah.
Then integration 0 to 1 minus x.
Maybe I'll write it here. 0 to half. Then integration again.
Yes, sir. 0 to 1 minus x.
0 to 1 minus x. Then
2x.
that means fxy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Then
Then
dy.
what? Okay.
dy.
Dy.
dx.
Dx. And anything else? That's it. So
Yes,
this
sir.
you are telling whatever you are telling this is for this part. Now what about this part?
Sir, it should be from 1/2 to 1 minus x.
What is that?
The limit should be from
Yes.
1/2 to 1 minus x for integration with respect to dy.
Yes, sir.
1/2 to 1 minus x.
Yes,
Half to
sir.
1 minus.
Yes, sir.
This one. This one you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And nothing else. That's it, or anything else will be there. You can tell me, or anybody wants to say this, or you can compute then. You can compute this one and tell me what is the answer. For others, what will be this one, numerator? Any other idea? Any other idea? And whosoever has said this, can compute its value. What is the value? Can anybody tell me what is with this one, the numerator? Let me write it again here. So what you want to compute is fxy is given to me. Okay, this is the problem. fxy is given to me. This I know. Okay, some function is given.
Sir, 1 by 24.
I don't know. I mean, you have to tell me. What is that? This is 1 by 24?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me repeat this here again. The problem. The answer is not correct. So you also think about it. So what I'm talking about this is fxy equal to something which is given to me. Now I want to find out probability of. So this function is given to me. This is the joint PDF. And what is how the joint PDF defined? Some curve is given to you, some surface is given to you from 0 to 1. Here it is from 0 to 1. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. Okay, so this is the entire region where this surface will be non-zero. Otherwise, it is 0 elsewhere. Okay, and this is how this fxy is defined. Now, I want to compute probability of this event. What is the event? Event is an intersection of two events. This is x plus y less equal to 1. Intersection x is less equal to half. So what is that region here in the picture? That x should be from 0 to half. Let's say half is here. This is known. And x plus y is less equal to 1. So x plus y less equal x plus y equal to 1 means what? And x plus y, so x plus y equal to 1 means which curve? What is the line here? Let me make a bigger picture here. I mean, you don't need to do it because when these are complicated, you may not be able to draw it. But suppose you want to draw it and want to see what is going on here. So this is the region where it is defined, and x is this. X is from 1 to half. I mean, x is less equal to half. This is what is given to you, and it is positive only when it is more than 0. So it is 0 to half here. X is here. Now, what about x plus y less equal to 1? What is that line? X plus y equal to 1. This is x. This is y. Let me just denote these points. This is origin. Let's say this is A, B. Let's say C and D. Now tell me what is the line x, or what is the region x plus y less equal to 1? What I have to do?
Sir, a line AC.
Line AC is what?
Sir, this x plus y is equal to 1, and the region will be towards the origin.
Okay. So this is the region. And now you are saying this is x plus y less equal to 1?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now here is x. So you know that x is from this. Then what is the, so this, since it is half, so it could be this line, x equal to half is this line. Let's say this line. So basically we are interested in, if this is correct, what is said, we are basically interested in this particular region, finding probability of this particular region. That it is both x plus y less equal to 1 and x capital X less equal to half. How do you find it? So this is my event, or maybe some event, since I denoted this. So this is my event M, let's say. Trying to calculate probability of this. So I want to compute the volume. So if I have this surface here somewhere, fxy, which is a plane, by the way, 2x, which we had drawn. So it will be something like, yeah, so 2 times x, right? So it will be 2, something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay. So whatever the corresponding surface I have to project that onto that particular region M, and then I have to compute the volume. Okay, so how do you do it? How do you go about it? This is a geometry, this is a picture. Then how do you find it? Anybody?
Sir, is it 1 by 6?
And how you get 1 by 6? I do not know the answer. I have to check. But anyway, tell me, how do you find the answer? This will be what? How do you compute this? This is equal to what? This is equal to what?
Sir,
Bolo.
We can integrate from 0 to half.
0 to half. Okay.
And then 0 to 1 minus x.
0 to 1 minus x.
Fxy
Fxy.
Divided by 2.
Half times fxy. That's what we are saying.
Yes, sir. Into dy dx.
By dx. Why is that?
Uh,
Why is that?
like I took. I have calculated the surface area and then just multiplied the width from 0 to half.
Okay.
That's
Okay. But using the concept which we discussed before, using that, what can you say?
means in terms of probability, I have to define this integral.
Yeah. What can you say?
Sir, we can go at a particular x, then from where y is varying. So it is from 0 to 1 minus x.
0 to 1 minus x. Yeah. Yeah. Y is varying from 0 to 1 minus x. So,
Sir, for that f of xy curve, we will integrate that particular length of area, that particular area. Then we will integrate over that length so to get the volume.
Okay. So let me keep it as homework because I want to see what you want to do. We'll play with it. Maybe we'll discuss next day. I'll discuss one more problem regarding this.
Sir, what's the final answer?
Answer. Suppose you don't know. I also don't know the answer. Okay, we have to find it. The question
Here
is, it has to
half
be
will
logical,
not come,
right? Say,
Yes,
let
sir.
me tell
Why
you. I don't know. I did not say this is correct. Somebody said I wrote it. I did not say anything. I just said how to compute this. I'll state one more problem. But why? Let us not go into what is the final answer. That's what happened. Let me tell you an incident. Okay. So I was teaching a course. I think this was in 2015 or 16. Okay. 5 years or 4 years before. So what happened is, by mistake, okay, in the question paper, that was mid-sem examination. In the question paper, I asked, I gave a question where the question was, prove that something equal to some number, and that number was suppose square root of 2, but it should be 2. Okay. Then so half of the students, they proved that it is square root of 2, but actually the answer is 2. Okay, but since I gave the question wrong, so you know the answer, so somehow people want to justify that this is correct, but I did a mistake. So there was a mistake there's a typographical error in the question paper. It should be 2 instead of root 2, but since it was root 2 and the question was proved that it is something equal to root 2, so most of the students proved it that it is let's say it is root 2. So let us forget about the answer for the time being. The question is, logically, what should be this one? Okay, that's the question. Let me discuss one more problem regarding this. We'll see. We'll see what are the problems can come up which need to be avoided, and we can define probably a new kind of concept, which is let's say conditional probability. But anyway, so with the knowledge of whatever we have discussed, from that you can answer this, or we can answer this. So let me talk about one more problem, similar problem. Let's say my fxy is equal to this, x plus y, when 0 is less equal to x less equal to 1, and 0 is less equal to y less equal to 1, and 0 otherwise. This is the joint density function. The question is, find this. Find probability of, now here, this was given was in terms of x, and the required event was in terms of f of xy. X and y both. Here it is the reverse. suppose find the probability of x, let's say or maybe 2x less equal to 1. That means x less equal to half. Here x less equal to half was given to me, but here I want to find out x less equal to half. I'm reversing the problem. When I know that x plus y is less equal to 1, suppose I change this problem, then what can you do? And I change the function as well. So let us, so here what is happening? Here this will be what? This will be probability of this 2x, or I can just write x less equal to half. Okay, and x plus y less equal to 1 divided by probability of this event, x plus y less than equal to 1. So let us first compute this. What is this? How do you compute this? Probability of x plus y less equal to 1. Using the formula, what can you do? Who can tell me? Quickly.
So it will be integration 0 to 1.
Okay.
Again integration from 0 to 1 minus x.
1 minus x, and then fxy
Fxy
dy dx. Okay. So let us find it out. What is that? I mean, you can do it. Okay, fxy is what? X plus y. So 0 to 1 plus x, x plus y, dy, and then dx here. Then you will get some value. Okay, not a problem. Now, calculate the numerator. What is the numerator here? Numerator is x less equal to half and x plus y less equal to 1. So how do you compute this? So now is it okay? Here the same thing was there, right? What is that? What is the problem? Yeah. Yes, something is there. Let me change this one here. Now, do you see anything? X is less equal to half and x plus y is less equal to 1. So then so x is from then 0 to half because it is positive only when it's 0 to 0 more than 0 or bigger or equal to 0. So x is from 0 to half and y is from what to where? 0 to 1 minus x.
No, sir.
Huh?
Half
Yes,
to
sir.
1.
Half to 1 minus x.
Half to 1
0
minus x or
0 to 1 minus x, sir.
okay.
Sir,
Okay.
0 to
Let
1
me write
minus
it
x,
down.
sir.
Okay. Half the section y less equal to 1 minus x. And x actually is bigger equal to 0 because that is where it is positive. Otherwise it is negative. Okay. Otherwise it is 0. So we are not considering that. Then what can you write? X is from 0 to half and y is from 0 to 1
0
minus
to
x.
1 minus
F of xy
fx.
dy dx. Okay. Now, can I write the same? So I know there will be some value here. Can I do the same thing here? Can I write here? Same thing is here, right? Huh?
Sir, what fxy is different?
Hi, fxy I can change. So that was fxy. Okay, that was fine. So what happened here is when I write this here, the event is same, that is same, but it will be, if you look at read it, okay, that may be a little difficult to find out what is going on. But sometimes we change the position, you get to see, okay, this is what is going on. That is what I was trying to tell you. It is very simple. If you write first this one, event is same, both are same event. But if you just look at this, then immediately we have the intuition that, okay, x is from 0 to half. You already know that. Now x plus y. So once you know x, once you know one of them, then what is y? That I need to see, because y is depending on x. So y, the values of y depends on x here. So immediately you can see. But here, if you first write this, the same problem, the same thing. First write this, then you are a little bit confused. Now, what is that region x plus y less equal to 1? And then you are thinking, okay, what is x less equal to half? Sometimes what happens is, if you change the order, same thing, but if you look at it really differently, okay, it will be a little easier. That was the purpose for explaining this these two things. Okay. So once you have this, let's say same event, but once you know that, once you read it this way, then it will be a little bit easier. Okay, so I think we don't have any more time today. So okay, guys, if you have any question, you can ask me, and we'll end this here.